What's up, guys? I'm back with another movie review. This one's from IFC Midnight, Scream Factory, and it is called A Dark Song. This is a very unusual movie. Normally in films, when it comes to cult and occult rituals and whatnot, the movies treat them like really campy and over the top. And even in a movie where it seems like the ritual would be very important, it often focuses on the aftermath of the ritual. Like they'll just draw a quick pentagram, put up some candles, the ghost or the spirit comes out, and the rest of the movie is them dealing with the spirit. In the case of A Dark Song, the rituals are basically the narrative. They are dealt with in very fine detail, almost to the point of like tedium. And I don't mean that in a bad way at all, because that's what carries the movie. It makes you feel like what you're seeing is almost real, because there's so much detail. There's so much like just minute things that are explained, and then we watch them all happen. And it's definitely much, much different than most movies when it comes to how these kind of rituals are dealt with, which carries the movie because it is kind of a slow burn movie that gradually increases in tension and suspense, and so you need a reason to care and to stay rooted in, and these rituals do that. It's basically a two-person movie, and they do a fine job. The guy that's in it is a super creeper, which keeps things kind of on edge because you don't know if you can fully trust him or not. And the girl's just kind of like in a desperate situation and kind of a loose cannon, so they play off of each other very well. As things go on with the rituals, things are, either don't seem to be working or they seem to be working in very small ways, and that kind of breaks the characters down and puts them kind of through the emotional and spiritual ringer, and then that adds even more tension. And then finally we just find out, like, is what's happening working, or is this girl just never going to have the chance to get that closure that she needs? I think the movie's fantastic. It's super, super tense, and like the atmosphere and the mood and the tension are just fantastic. It's not a jump scare movie. It's not a blood and guts horror movie. It's just like a psychological, unnerving movie for the majority of the time. Toward the end, it definitely falls into more of like predictable traditional horror, but hey, man, the ride to get there is super, super tight. It's really refined, and it just feels like everything that we're seeing is authentic and real, and that's something you do not see very often in horror movies. The Blu-ray is from IFC Midnight and Scream Factory. It's got some interviews, deleted scenes, storyboards, a trailer. The transfer looks amazing. It's about as good as a movie can look. I don't know how much better this movie could look. It just looks fantastic. It's a newer movie, so that should be no surprise. As far as who to recommend it to, I'd recommend this to anybody who likes horror movies, but on top of that, anybody who's interested in the occult, or who is interested in rituals and supernatural, otherworldly type stuff. I think this movie has a lot of appeal even beyond horror, because it doesn't, at least not until right at the end, it doesn't fall into a lot of the pitfalls that horror movies do. It's very unrelenting in its like depiction of these rituals, and I just really like it. It's such a huge change of pace from most of the horror movies that are out there. I would highly recommend it. That's A Dark Song. Definitely check it out if you're a fan of horror. If you like this video, please do check. I think my dog just vomited in the background. Be sure to check out my website, markfusion.com. I've got hundreds and hundreds of reviews there, new ones every day, 7 days a week. You can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, everywhere at markfusion. If you're not a sub to this channel, please do. Every subscriber here really helps me grow my channel and the site. Thank you again for watching. I really appreciate it. Dark Song. Check it out. Thanks, guys.